Good morning, everyone. I hope that you're doing well. I hope that you've had a wonderful weekend. So, my kids are back in school, and I know that we've written some blog posts about the summer ending and what that looks like. So, if you get a chance, check out our blog, and that will be found down below. We'll post a link to that, or at least where you can see it there. And two, I have said that we are going to be talking about buyers and the process. What does that look like? So I've got two buyers that I am working with personally right now. I've been showing them over the past week. And what does that process look like? Well, the first one is the pre-qualification process. So if you're not working with a banker, and how many times have I said, please work with a banker, find a lender, somebody that you can work with. So important all throughout this process. So unless you're paying cash, which you might be, and we will talk about that in just a little bit, find a lender and get pre-approved. So what you're going to do is there's probably some online application or portal or something that they can send you through text or email, and you fill it out. You just give it some basic information about yourself. And you go through this pre-approval process. You're going to turn it back into your lender. Your lender is going to look over it, probably submit it to a few people, and then they're going to say, you know what, in this market with the interest rates where they are and with your income and expenses, you're pre-qualified for, and just give yourself a number, 300,000, 350,000. They're going to look at your numbers and tell you what you can afford. So important that you do the pre-qualification process first. Because frankly, a lot of times, if you start looking at these houses and you don't know what you're pre-qualified for, it can either be disheartening or underwhelming, or then you're going to say, wait a minute, I've been looking at $200,000 houses and I'm approved for half $500,000. Big difference in what you can buy there. So, get that pre-qualification done first. Secondly, what are your home preferences? And this is when you really bring in that real estate professional. You start talking to them about what your needs and desires are. How long are you going to be in the home? What are your plans? Do you like a fixer-upper? Do you like something that's ready to go day one? You just move in and you're ready to start your life. So talk to your realtor about that and get those concepts going. Whenever I start showing my client's home, I start with a broad search, because a lot of times people don't know what they want until they see it. And when they go in that home and they would say, well, I don't know if I'd ever see this home, I don't know. And then there's something about the house, about maybe closet space, or maybe they like a larger backyard than what they'd originally planned for. So they see these items that weren't on a list or anything that they had. So start formulating those ideas with conversations with your realtor. And even if it gets a little bit funky at first and you're like, wait a minute, I don't know that I'd see that home. Kind of just ask them some questions like, well, what about this? I do like this about this home. May not be my forever home, or this may not be my home right now, but I do like these aspects about the home. Your realtor should be taking notes and saying, oh my gosh, this is what they like. This is what I need to be looking for. Because as these houses come on the market, and guess what? Your realtor is going to be having conversations with other realtors all week long when you're in your 9 to 5, when you're in your life with your kids, your pets, your whatever you're doing here. They're going to be talking to realtors, and these other realtors are going to say, hey, guess what? I've got something coming onto the market. And their ears are going to be listening. They're going to be saying, wait a minute, this is what my client wants. So you go over those lists with your realtor. And then, as you're in your home search, you're going to find the home, and you're going to say, this is the one, and I want to make an offer on this house. And so you're going to talk with your realtor and get some good advice on what is the direction you need to go. This is an interesting market. The two folks that I've had looking, unfortunately, have lost homes. The first one was not as aggressive as it should have been. They knew where they wanted to be, and it was not an aggressive offer. They were fine with it. The second one, we actually ended up in both of them were multiple offer situations. We came in and we raised our offer actually to asking price. And we're talking about homes north of $300,000, north of $350,000, this one. And you know what? We still didn't make it, but we had to come back in and modify our offer. So, sellers, if you're watching this, again, think about what I'm saying here. In the Conway, Arkansas market, $350,000, these houses are still moving with multiple offers. So, something to think about. But you want to talk and get consultation to make sure you're putting your best foot forward on any of these offers. Once you go under contract, so that you submit the offer, they accept your offer, and then you're in a contract period and you're in a due diligence period. So one thing that you're going to do is you're going to get a home inspection. Home inspections are so important. $300 to $400, depending on your market. Could be more, could be less, but it will be some of the best hundreds of dollars that you will spend in this transaction. So get a home inspection and get the home inspectors going through the house and checking it out. They need to be on the roof. They need to be in the crawl space. They need to be all over the house, checking it out, so you don't buy something and then later on have thousands of dollars of expenses that you were unaware of. So then they're going to do that. They're going to give you a report, and you're going to go over the report with your real estate professional. And they're going to go through there and say, okay, these are items you probably want taken care of before you move. You need them paying for this to fix it. Should have been done a long time ago. They didn't do it. You're going to go back to them and you're going to tell them that. There are going to be other items on your list that are going to be deferred maintenance. You're going to say, wait a minute. So it's not a new washing machine or dishwasher or HVAC. And you're going to say, it's still working well, looks good, but I'm going to know in about 3 to 5 to 10 years, these are different things that I'm going to have to take care of, and I need to be budgeting for those. So do your due diligence. That is one thing to look at there. Also, surveys, very, very important. You want to check surveys out as well in your due diligence period. So then you will be securing your financing. At this point, you've been pre-approved. You've got to submit all this documentation to your bank. They're going to go through the underwriting process and checking it all out. There's going to be an appraisal in the due diligence period. Now, the bank typically takes care of the appraisal. Wait a minute. What if you're paying cash? Should you get an appraisal? Guys, think about getting an appraisal. In this market where you're going to start seeing a little bit of lag, where some of these sellers who have been asking and receiving $20,000 north of appraised value, they're not going to get that. So it might be wise to get an appraisal. Put in the offer. Hey, look, this is contingent upon an appraisal, or I might be able to secure an appraisal if I want to. Write that in the offer. The appraisals are so important, so don't neglect the appraisal. Before all this, you're going to have a title company. Your realtor is going to hook you up with them, and they're going to be doing a title search, making sure that you have a clean and clear title. There are no clouds, there are no encumbrances, there are no problems. So that's why you work with a realtor to hook you up with these people, and always use title company, folks. Title companies are so important. I've had issues on titles before, and title companies have had to come back, and that's why you have title insurance and take care of that. Homeowners insurance. You're going to be looking at homeowners insurance. Your lenders are going to work with you on the homeowners insurance aspect of this. And here's a little sidebar. Don't get a speeding ticket. You say, what does that have to do with buying a home? Some people combine their rates. You have a auto and home policy that's joint. You get a speeding ticket, that raises your premium. High premiums might knock you out from getting a loan. I've got a story about that. I'll tell you more about that one later. Then you're going to go to closing. You're going to look over this closing statement there at the end, and you're going to go over that with your realtor, make sure all your numbers work out. And then on closing day, it is a beautiful day because all of this has been taken care of. You'll sit around a table almost just like this right here, and you're going to sit there and you're going to sign your papers, and it will be a very happy, warm day if you've done all this on the front end. And so anyhow, folks, there's a lot to buying a home. A lot of people, a lot of players, a lot going on. Use a professional. Talk with a realtor. Hey, as always, feel free to call me, 501-764-6847, or anybody on my team. we'll be glad to help you. Thank you for watching, and we'll talk to you soon.